The laughter hit harder than his words. It spread across the table like something contagious. My uncle smirked. My cousin actually clapped. Even my mother didn't stop it. She just looked down at her plate like silence could excuse her. And my father? He leaned back in his chair, satisfied. Come on, he said, waving his glass. She sits behind a desk all day, types reports? That's not real work. I didn't react. Didn't defend myself. Didn't correct him. I just picked up my fork and kept eating, like the words hadn't carved straight through me. Because I've learned something about people like him. You don't interrupt them. You let them finish. You let them feel powerful. Then you take it away. There was a time when I believed my father saw me. Not as an extension. Not as a disappointment. But as someone worth something. I remember being 10, sitting beside him while he polished his old medals. He told stories about discipline, sacrifice, honor. I listened like those words meant something sacred. I want you to be strong, he used to say. I thought he meant strong like him. I didn't realize he meant obedient. Predictable. Small enough to understand. When I chose my own path, he stopped asking questions. When I stopped explaining, he started assuming. And assumptions are dangerous when you're dealing with someone who works in silence. The shift didn't happen overnight. It was slow. Dismissed calls, forgotten details. That tone in his voice when he introduced me to people. She works in administration. Administration. That word again. Neat, harmless, invisible. At first I corrected him. Then I stopped. Because I noticed something. The less I said, the more comfortable he became underestimating me. And comfort makes people careless. I noticed patterns. He never asked where I traveled. Never questioned the long hours. Never wondered why my reports required secure calls at 2 a.m. To him, I was predictable. A desk girl. Nothing more. So I let him believe it. I built my silence carefully. Every family dinner. Every sideways comment. Every laugh at my expense. I absorbed it. Stored it. Waited. Because timing is everything. And mine was coming. The plan didn't start as revenge. It started as control. Control over what people knew. What they assumed. What they dismissed. I made sure my work stayed classified. Not because it had to be, but because it benefited me. Let them think small. Let him think small. And when the moment came, I wouldn't need to say a word. Someone else would do it for me. Someone he would listen to. Back at the table, the laughter hadn't fully died yet. My father raised his glass again. To real work, he said. And just as he took a sip, the front door opened. No one expected it. Not at that hour. Not during dinner. The room shifted. Before anyone even stood up. Footsteps. Measured, controlled. Familiar to me, terrifying to them. Then he walked in. Uniform crisp. Presence undeniable. A general doesn't enter a room quietly. Not really. Even silence bends around him. My father froze first. Then stood up too quickly, chair scraping back. Sir, I mean... The general didn't look at him. Not yet. His eyes found me. And he nodded. Respect. Clear, undeniable. Everything in the room changed in that single motion. I apologize for the intrusion, he said calmly, stepping further inside. But I was in the area, and I realized I had never properly thanked her. He gestured toward me. The same person they had laughed at seconds ago. My father blinked, confused. Thanked her? The general finally turned to him, and that's when the silence became heavy. You're her father, correct? A nod, slow, uncertain. Then you should know, the general continued. Voice steady. Your daughter coordinated. One of the most critical extraction operations we've had in the last decade. No one moved. No one breathed. I didn't speak. I didn't need to. Kabul, he added simply. That word landed like a detonation. My cousin stopped smiling. My uncle looked away. My mother finally raised her head. My father looked at me like he was seeing a stranger. Good. Let him. She managed intelligence flow, evacuation routes, and on-ground communication under active threat conditions, the general went on. Over 200 lives were secured because of her decisions. He paused. Then quieter. I trusted her with everything. That was the moment. The exact moment. When it broke. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Just a quiet collapse behind my father's eyes. Understanding. Regret. Too late. He turned to me, voice smaller now. You never said... I finally looked at him. Really looked. I tried, I said calmly. You weren't listening. No anger, no raised voice. Just truth. And truth, delivered at the right time, cuts deeper than anything else. No one laughed now. No one spoke. The room that once felt loud and dismissive had shrunk into something tight and suffocating. I stood up slowly, placed my napkin beside my plate. "I have an early flight," I said. Not a lie. Just not an explanation either. As I walked toward the door, I could feel their eyes on me. Not with amusement, not with pity, with something else. Respect, the kind that isn't given. The kind that's taken. I didn't look back. Not at my father. Not at the table. Because revenge isn't about destruction. It's about correction. About restoring the truth in a room full of lies. And that night, I didn't need to prove anything. I just needed them to finally see. I was never just a desk girl. I was the one holding everything together while they laughed. And now, they knew.